Do you feel like you're working harder than ever before, but not getting anywhere? Do you feel like it's taking more and more to give the same results? It happens when you take on so much responsibility that you have no time to rest, relax, or take care of yourself. And it can lead to serious health problems down the road, like heart disease and diabetes. But if you know what to look for, you can get help before things get worse. High-functioning depression is a hidden epidemic that has serious consequences on your health and happiness. If you want to know how to tell if you have this condition, keep watching the video to know more. What is high-functioning depression? First things first, what exactly is high-functioning depression? Well, let's start with defining what depression is. Depression is usually defined as a state of low mood and aversion to activity that lasts for at least 2 weeks. It can also be accompanied by feelings of worthlessness or guilt, as well as changes in appetite or sleep patterns. Now let's talk about high-functioning depression. High-functioning depression is when you have symptoms of depression but are still able to function normally in your day-to-day life. You might feel like you're not performing at your best, or even feel like your performance has slipped, but you're still managing to get by and do everything that needs to be done. High-functioning depression is often characterized by feeling irritable and impatient with others around you, which can make it hard for people who don't understand what they're experiencing to relate. They might think something else is wrong instead of just being depressed. Symptoms of high-functioning depression. Now, let's have a look at what happens when someone is suffering from high-functioning depression, decreased appetite, or overeating. Depression can make you feel like there's no point in eating, which is why people with depression often lose weight. In fact, studies show that 1 in 3 college students suffers from some form of mental illness, and many of those students also suffer from high-functioning depression. It's important to keep a close eye on your diet if you're experiencing a loss of appetite or overeating, especially if you are at risk for anorexia or bulimia. If you have decreased appetite, you may find yourself feeling very tired and lethargic, which makes it difficult to get up and go to the kitchen for food. This can be especially problematic if there's nobody else in your house who can help bring you food. If you have overeating as a symptom, it could be because you are trying to use food as a comfort or distraction from other things going on in your life. Insomnia or oversleeping. Insomnia is defined as having trouble falling asleep or staying asleep. It's a common symptom of depression, and it can be caused by any number of things: anxiety, stress, sleep deprivation from an active schedule or from staying up late to work on something, and more. When you're experiencing insomnia, you might feel like you're never getting enough rest. You'll feel tired all day long, even if you've slept for 10 hours the night before. You may have trouble concentrating on tasks or remembering things that happened earlier in the day. Insomnia can be frustrating and exhausting. Oversleeping is also a sign of depression, but it's usually not as common as insomnia. People who oversleep may have trouble waking up in the morning and getting going with their day. This can lead to feeling sluggish and lethargic throughout the day. Lack of energy and fatigue. Lack of energy and fatigue are 2 symptoms of high-functioning depression. If you feel like you're constantly tired, even when you sleep for a full night, or if you can't seem to muster any motivation to get out of bed in the morning, it could be a sign that you're dealing with depression. This kind of depression is different from the sad kind, where you just feel down for a little while. With high-performing depression, it's like your brain is always in overdrive, and there's just no way to turn it off. When you're depressed, it can feel like the world is only moving in slow motion. Even simple tasks seem like they take forever to complete, and when you do complete them, it doesn't feel like you've actually accomplished anything. It's hard to describe how this feels, but it's not just that your body feels heavy or tired, it's also that your mind feels sluggish and uninspired. This lack of energy is a symptom of high-functioning depression because it can make you feel like everything is taking longer than it should, and that makes you want to give up even before you've started working on something. Lowered self-esteem. A symptom of high-functioning depression is lowered self-esteem. This can manifest in a number of ways, including feeling like your accomplishments don't matter or that you're not good enough to do something. If you feel this way, it's important to remember that your accomplishments are every bit as valid as anyone else's. You've earned the right to be proud of yourself and all the things you have done. The key here is to notice when these feelings start to happen and then take time to think about what's causing them. Sometimes it helps to write down a list of all of the things that make you proud of yourself, your accomplishments and skills, for example, and refer back to this list when you start feeling low about yourself. It's also helpful to find a friend who will listen and tell you how much they appreciate your hard work and dedication. Difficulty concentrating and making decisions. One of the main symptoms of high-functioning depression is difficulty concentrating and making decisions. This can cause you to feel like you have no control over your mental state or actions, leading to a serious lack of motivation and productivity. You may also feel like you are unable to focus on tasks that require concentration, such as reading or writing long emails. This can make it difficult for you to complete tasks requiring sustained attention, such as studying for an exam or working on a project that requires focus for an extended period. These symptoms can make it difficult for people to get through their daily lives. They might feel like they're just not able to accomplish anything or that they are unable to enjoy the things they used to love. This is particularly frustrating because it can lead people with high-functioning depression to feel like they are failing at life, which only makes the problem worse. Feeling sad and hopeless. When you're suffering from high-functioning depression, you might feel sad and hopeless. This can make it hard to stay positive and motivated. It can also be difficult to get out of bed in the morning and get started on your day. It's not uncommon for people with depression to feel like they're just barely keeping their heads above water. They may also feel like nothing will ever get better or that they've lost the ability to be happy. This can make it difficult to get through the day or concentrate on tasks that require focus and concentration. It can be hard for people who aren't depressed to understand why someone couldn't be happy even though everything seems fine on the surface. But this feeling can be very real for those who are experiencing it and very difficult to shake off. Some tips that might help ease the condition. If you think you may have high-functioning depression, here are some tips on how to deal with it. Number 1. Try taking some time for yourself each day, even if it's just a few minutes. Number 2. Find an activity that helps bring you joy and do it regularly, e.g., going out for coffee with friends. Number 3. Practice mindfulness meditation every morning. It will help calm your mind and body so that all those negative thoughts feel less overwhelming later in the day. Number 4. When things get tough, remember that there are people out there who want to help, and they will if you only ask them. Number 5. Eat well-balanced meals regularly throughout the day, avoiding processed foods as much as possible. If you're experiencing this symptom of high-functioning depression, it can be helpful to talk with a doctor or counselor to help you manage the condition better. We recommend that you talk to your loved ones or get a doctor's appointment to help you deal with the symptoms. That's it for today. We hope you found our video interesting and helpful. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up and share it with others. Also, if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to our channel. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our new uploads. In the end, thanks for watching, and see you next time.